mekuwa ni malolo walenga ni wakana nanu nagauna palabuta rua wasea watamai auna tobolea meuna tango magatuna vekilai rokotangi enda una domingo na nomuda ulomani rokotangi enda una domingo na nomuda ulomani rokotangi enda una domingo na nomuda ulomani
Langi langi tu
Nearly at the queen of me existence, I am basking your ambience. Real consistency, ain't no parody. Beat and sassy, sing to them, baby.
Lavu ikele kele mbiuko mbalavu Tave uni na vanua ni wakana nanu Wange ni marawe sama isoko Kina vanua ni nongundo ndomo Kombula maya na vubale lotu Bakarotaki mosa mai nongu Uluni vanua ndaru sangana vamu Nikila niko na bakambulaya Tunakarombo ena lomani toma Atani singa leso tale Kena soba Ndubi roka Kono takiani langi 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 tuna vingarami Langi langi tuna vingarami
Remember the dance with the eastern spear. Party shot up, baby, I was spannend. Drifting at the ocean, then me life full on. Love the way you move, baby, I struck the quad. Under the long white flag, we jive a tune. Like Jara, him love be true. It's a week around the close, baby. Ramp it back, Pandia.
Seu sanua, seu awe awe seu sua, o tu motuli oste maufua, mata istio ahoi muye isine langacha, sui mai hanua elava, di ahoi seu tua, o sia pau seu sanua. Kau esi poema, posi kela fue Rotuma, o amea ore se erangua, o ilano mata use usanua. La hoy se la ua seu sanua, seu ave a seu sua, o tu maturi oste maufua, mata istio ahoi muye isine angacha, sui mai anua helama, di aue ia serutua, asia pau seu sanua. Oh so o fete suva o si alaro oh oh ma feu e ahoy ma te tela sui fobia alla lumo con sala so o fete suva o si alaro
This is PMN Rotuma.
No e mauri tene ngātu tu ta koa e ututu ne rente ne e andre renge. No e mauri te is pāmana Rotuma ren sang ma vol ne machi e fro marunghul ma folta. La kamata nes ngaru lang ne micharente is faxarek se fati is ngokal rakekra ne seyo ka ngo faxarek la yala fingle mata rakokim ne seyo yo fani te ma te yala aso ko os rotu e lang ne micharente is la kamatan os ngaru No e fatis e fingle mate rakok if se os hinsa singa ne sokoki me lang ne micharente is e fanite sitawasa e fanite e fau hisang hul mai inos ne kat inos sira.
Thanks Alfie. To aseli suso emosi. No fan sokimi male fasiru fasiru hene inafa male sokimi fanotau. O inos ma Patricia mangoma faful. Faxa mesela haulero it.
Faxa.
Tenga ngati Jehova how se micharen ha helau te isla. Na foto mo woki ko fa mat matona to mori along the terrain fashion ma hidu me se out is. Fara finga lei mo khatam nirnela sokan Bään ngaruin le mose o misa e mcharente is fingali manasi o misa ine ma potom wong firmeri le polo masokan li ngaruin le mose o misa he o ke fa tom koinang e ututu ne rente fingali molo me ke rista pena hau maraka ke tieta ko ma fara ke tieta ko asman le so te tisu karisto to misa ngata ka amaro ngsiama
Amen. Amen. Fafek se roita afyang lele lang ni micharente is oek se fata masehen ron te studio mais nila ngaruang sa mais lang ni micharente is ka islalasi ta market isla hoy mata hen ro la rakoka ni serio katape mas os producer ni te fiti la teng sa mais lang ni micharen he love te is market isla voice ni lang micharente is chisu asum serente Christine Tivaknoa.
This is PMN Rotuma.
Nisa mbula vinaka na maste manuaia e maori te ngach tu takoa. Whakmane a rakekwe os e kamatang ni os ngaru te is pamana rotuma. Te wafofa tsamisa lang ni micharen te is e reko os producer os sing te is chochi. Pola tenga siama is e fiti ma waf po lang ni micharen te is. Ka is mas hen ro tenga siama is la hoiso kingan os ngaru e lang ni micharen te is. Kangola nasi hen roa e la whingli mata rakokim ne se iria ira hene te ira let's mal ea ka fau his ka is ina fiang fifista ya a woman never tells her age. Ma whingli sa kamat ma hen te is mata sokokif says hen hot charau green.
Foexia ato asale Patricia Emosi ngo ato rua Victorian inosma Eronin Delai ngo hane chuchuma pepchei Foexia
Noa ia ato asale Rita ngo hane chuchu pepchei losama itumuta ko inosma Vamarasi fane pepchei ngo Henry Rako noa ia
Fofoexia. E reko avrua pau het os ka dreire se o sa singe te tenga siama is e live ta. E whingile ma te rakokim ne se e ma e noha e utus e fiti la pola os koinang te tua takola ine o asa ka whakse o miskamat la ma oka o asa. Foexia chochi.
Well, Noaie Māori, everyone. I'm sure you all have missed me all this time that I've been away, but I forgot to tell
Not
you
really.
before
I
I
don't
went to
miss you
Fiji that I
anymore.
was migrating over here. Marlo, I know you missed me the most.
No, sorry, I'm over it now.
But I have to say, welcome to our show. I know it's such a special show for us this morning as we celebrate Project Tanisi fundraiser, which is definitely exciting. I've been here, I know I haven't been on the live shows, but many of you have been catching some of our amazing Rotuman stories from our communities, which you would have seen on our social media. But I've been missing the dancing. I have not forgotten about our team in the studio. I have been keeping an eye on them and watching the shows back. I feel like since I've been away, there's not enough dancing, but I know that the two amazing ladies that are our guests in studio, I know they've been practicing all week to bust their moves and show their moves this morning on our show. But otherwise, from us here in Fiji, it's still not morning yet, but good morning to all of you in New Zealand, Aotearoa, wherever you are listening in from the world. It is the station bringing Pacific people together and the best show to kickstart your weekends, none other than PMN Rotuma. But I did miss you, Alfie, and I did miss you the most, Marlo. I know you didn't miss me, but I missed you more.
Yeah, like I said, I'm over it.
Fofoexia te is chochi. Fofoexia. We'll catch up with you a bit more later on in the show about the heat in Fiji and what it is you're doing to keep cool in Fiji, because this last trip that I did over the weekend, it's been unbearable. And so let's talk about that coming up. But on the show later on tonight, Ngarue Hanis Nemose Lete is Christian Pesamino Istala we will draw the winners for the prizes. E lang na Micharen te is e reko ngaru te is the Hanisi project. Auro while marako ki mas prizes ka famira rengo he mau ekwe os prizes.
Silo kopa to maftiore. Foexia price he full se Tisingaru Hanis days. My price mumota is a return trip for two from Auckland to Nandi and 3 nights accommodation at Castaway Island. My second prize is $100 dining voucher for the restaurant 31, Restaurant Tete Auckland, and the third prize is a $50 Prezi card.
Fofoexia. Ngach te ko ki puika ka tengra o tiketi ma e kat po era la po e price te is ka ngoma te se ena price mumeta au fingle manasas producer po la homes e nisi rangi ke ka po In kia manake one-way ticket. One-way ticket las producer hoim se nisurang siok lama ka ngacha takota ang lanas ngaru e micheren ti is. Isla lasa ta market ma hoim ma isla yose os isla lasa se singa ti fiti la rakoka nga tene sok e os hanue te fiti. Ngacha tako as makta e mango you and me and you, Dan Losa.
This is PMN Rotuma.
No angach tu te koa te is la si os so sing te is e fiti la rakokim rong ne mo se tene os rong ne mo se os hanuita e fiti mara Rotuma tapi ma ke poi ka man rong ne mo se Rotuma chochi over to you Sisyang.
BX everyone, and for those who are tuning in at the moment, the amazing comments that are coming through on our Facebook page, but also to those who are listening in on Radio iHeart online, wherever it is, it's all things Rotuma on our show. Talking about cricket for a moment, because we did mention it last week and the week previously about the Pacific Island Cricket Cup Challenge, which was taking place here in Fiji. We had 3 young Rotuman women who were taking part in the Fiji women's cricket team. Now, unfortunately, just this evening, they did make it to the semi-finals, but they did lose out to Vanuatu, who will be heading to the finals tomorrow. So I was really hoping that our young Rotumans would be taking part in tomorrow's finals right here in Albert Park, Suva. But if you're a cricket fan and you want to do something, or got nothing planned for the weekend, you can head on over to Albert Park tomorrow for the finals. That's going to be amazing. But from one thing that's amazing here in Fiji to all the way to Aotearoa, New Zealand, we do have the Pacifica Festival. It's been a long time coming since we've had the Pacifica Festival, and we know that our people are gearing up. So many stall holders, so many performances. You can expect Sassy, who will be taking part also in on Saturday and Sunday's performances, the amazing food. So if you're doing nothing this weekend in Tamaki Makaurau in Auckland, make sure to head on down to Pacifica. But we're turning to an event that's coming very, very close, especially in New Zealand. Rotuma Language Week has officially been announced, and it is kicking off on the 7th of May till the 13th. So the Saturday we will be celebrating Rotuma Day. I know that the two ladies right there in the studio with you will be able to explain and elaborate on some amazing news. They do have an event that'll be taking place on the 13th. They are selling tickets. You want to make sure you get in on the action. But for those of our Rotuman communities who are out there, Rotuma Language Week, the funding is now open. Now our leaders have had a meeting, and it is, if anyone wishes to apply to take part in events for Rotuma Language Week or throughout the year, you can head on over. We'll be posting up the link on our Facebook page, and you can just apply for the funding through your community group. So that's going to be exciting. I look forward to the amazing content and the events that will be taking place during that time, as well as for Rotuma Day. We are switching to Rotuma Day because as I've been here, there's a lot of gearing up to Rotuma Day. It's been a while since they've celebrated Rotuma Day, and so some of the districts here have started their taumaka practices, and how exciting. We are looking forward to the amazing performances. If you'd love to be part of a performance or dance for one of your districts, do let us know. We can connect you to the community leaders and that that those who are here in Fiji. So those are just some of the news. I will, Alfie, get you to ask the ladies at some point this evening about the event on Saturday 13th of May, because I heard it's going to be a boogie. So I'm sure PMN Rotuma is definitely going to be there.
Whawhaiak Chochi. So with whakamanitini sising ta ea e reko Pacifica e ka peng te is was ta vil ka vil mahpo ma ke puka la e ka si Pacifica se maoka o silda no ka la hua le riri ma se maoka la hua ta ho la chena o le riri e reko is inas le riri wafla mena ma tonu ma tita pia ma fingile ma hua ta chen la chena o le riri e avne kam la ho se hanueta. Like I said, if you're going to Pacifica tomorrow, take an umbrella, take a change of clothes for your kids. Because it's been raining tonight and raining heavily, we want you to be well protected. And please support our different artists and our different teams that are out there for our Fijian stage where we usually located. Our own Nemai Vuzango and Malcolm Andrews will be hosting our stage, the Fijian stage, for the duration of the day. Don't forget to go and say hi, say Foyexia and Nwaya, and they'll be so happy to do the same for you.
Alfie, can I just quickly jump in because I will be heading off very soon, but I do want to wish your mother a happy birthday. I'm not sure if you've already mentioned it earlier, and I know we're doing birthday celebrations later, but I thought, hey, I should say happy birthday. So a huge happy birthday to your mother too. I know you'll probably do that later, but huge happy birthday, and to anyone who's celebrating an amazing birthday over this weekend. And we've also got some exciting content before I leave that's coming up on our PMN Rotuma Facebook page. So if you are listening in on radio at the moment, you can head on over to our Facebook page because we've got some exciting interviews next week that's geared up. I unfortunately have extended my stay but for very, very good reasons. There is a meeting that I will be attending, and there's a few Rotuman things that I've been gearing up, especially leading up to our language week. And more people will know more about this when I do return back next weekend. So I promise I will be returning.
So whose coconut tree you're swinging on at the moment?
See, Malo misses me that much. I knew he had something to say eventually.
You know, I'm always going to have to say something, you know. Whose coconut tree were you that made you stay?
Plenty barking trees, Malo. Plenty barking trees.
So good to see you. Stay hydrated, stay well, stay in a cool place. My gosh, Fiji. Before you go, interesting question. How are you keeping cool in Fiji? What are the different techniques that you're using to stay cool, calm, and collected?
You know, I have to say, I'm not an aircon person, so I'm sure there's many out there who will be on my side with this. I absolutely hate aircon. I always start coughing, so it's not my thing. I love a traditional fan or just a fan that's up on the wall, but definitely not aircon. So it's been really hot and humid here. I have to do a quick shout out to the Hair Lounge Fiji because, man, those guys have been keeping me cool, have been keeping my hair intact while I've been here. I've been such a great ambassador for them. So, you know, they've been really keeping me going during this time. So, gosh, you know, can I actually say it on air? I actually can't say it on air, but there's other ways you can keep cool while you're on holiday. Let's just say sometimes it goes for days.
Yeah, Fiji water. Ice Fiji water.
Fiji water, you got it, Malo.
Hold on, if you're saying it goes for days, the only thing I can think about is no cacao for days.
But I have to say, Alfie, the water here, I have to say, I've just... water cuts out here like no tomorrow or power. Like it's just amazing. I've been like in different people's houses and visiting a few Rotumans who've invited me, and water is just turning off left, right, and center.
Wow.
You know, no hate to the water authorities here, but I'm just saying those are essential stuff for our people. You know, especially living here who really need it. So yeah, water and power. Look, I can't wait to come back and, you know, get some more good water. But Alfie, I can see you laughing. Yes, I do shower daily, like twice. I can see it. I've already predicted what you're going to say.
Nothing but a good old shower at the beach, yeah?
Fafayak Chochi, and thank you for bringing our news for tonight.
Thank you,
Our
Chochi.
next song is Divine by Divine.
Alfie, one moment. Before I go, also just quickly, there is $50 to give away every half an hour on the show. So I'm going to leave it to you and the team in the studio, even the ladies, if they want to come up with something and how we give away $50 every half an hour on the show. It's all in your hands. So that's what I want to quickly say.
Ngā Chitako, we have 4 more minutes for the first $50. For the first $50, I want you to send us a Rotuman phrase. Send us a Rotuman phrase. First $50 for the next, now 3 minutes. Type it down in the chat, and we will pick the 4th phrase that comes through. Okay, while that's happening, don't forget to type. Shout out to everyone that's on the chat as well. As makte is Suamea Vaka Divine.
Sa o te on hoi moana, volonta
You are now listening to PMN Rotuma.
No ngach to te ko after is la haifengang mahen roa e reko ngaro ni mo se le te is Christian pesamino kamumola is la haifengang mahen roa nguina o se hen roa kat mamne krases ngaro te is malana se irata ta avla puchusuna ora teng ni soi ka wo access hinter song ne pola hoisko kingam os chapter elang ne micherente is so far one fa wa hen roe mar ngarue fata farakta vama ma farakta suso o anwa tiang sia live chatter oro el pola calum se lang studio lang ne micherente is Marina Kora no Mauri Rebecca Fanga, Helen Katafono. It's always so good to see you on our show. Emosi. Who else? Marilyn Rose Fata, Amato Ali, Noia Emori, Michelene Letsi Ostu Takwa, Fanny Prasad, Oto Hunta, Fakmani Chochi, happy birthday, say Asa Rensang Mahif Ne Machi. O fala oitula o lumek o moure te neava. Merina Pasirio, noa e mouri michreni leitse Vasiti Leilani Lona Tonu, os noa e mouri, Sauhoni Mario, noa e mouri michreni leitse Petu Atalifo, all the way in Australia, noa e mouri fata Petu Atalifo, Mavaru mwe atalifo majes petu weli. Noa e maori. Isa lase se hen roe la pola ina te rong e rekos liti is Christian Pesamino. Oro fin limita oro rakokim, like what is your relationship to Christian? I know we say aunties, and in our culture and in our the context that we come from, anybody that's older than you can be aunties, you know? And so if you could give context to how your aunties to Christian, it'll give us more of an understanding of how all this takes place.
For exia, ato henta Victoria ma ufa and Christian, kapieni hosasing. So Christian is my nephew po ngoma nefata Chris first cousins for exia.
For exia.
Mango Chris ato sangavene. Chris is my younger brother. So Christian is my nephew.
For X. So where before we jump into the fundraiser, what are some updates around Christian's well-being, his medical treatment? Where is he now? Because I remember asking at the beginning of the show, is he still in the Philippines? Because that was the last update we had. He was in the Philippines. Where is he now, and what's his current diagnosis?
Okay, for Alfie, Christian is now back in Fiji. So his next stages of his chemo treatment will be taken as oral meds, while with other additional medications, while waiting on his doctors who are in contact with International Bone Marrow Donor Registry to find a donor match. So while he's waiting for that, he's actually responded quite well to the chemo, which is so good. So he's there just waiting, and when we hear something, then he'll move to the next stages of his treatment. But we thank God, that he's
Not
responding
well.
well, and he's young, and I guess that's why, it's been good. Yeah, and he's been, so it's just in Fiji. He just got into Fiji on Monday.
Oh, honey.
So everyone's so happy to have him there, and there's been another fundraising going on in Fiji too. The cycling one, eh?
Yeah, the cycle marathon from Nandi to
Suva, I
Suva.
think,
Yeah. Christian's uncles in Fiji, they did the cycle marathon. Yes, so that's good.
So some amazing stuff is happening for this young man here, Christian Pesamino. If we could ask our producer to do a cycling marathon from Suva to Nandi, and Nandi catch the plane and come back to Auckland. But that's for Christian's fundraiser and come back to Auckland. But ngach takua, it is a good cause. We know that cancer is not a good disease. And we've all had or know somebody that's battled cancer, that's either won or have lost their battle to cancer. And so when it happens within our community, it's always good to rally around. Later on tonight, the Sehendro will help draw the prizes that they were talking about, that they've been mentioning. And a big shout out to Christian's family, Christian's mom and dad, Christian's aunties and uncles, his siblings, his cousins in the different places and in the different spaces where they've been pushing for their cousin. Massive shout out on behalf of the team here at PMN Rotuma. Otomisiaya lele ereko o afafte is la uf ka ela meulele la hili se avne tore ela pola fiang ek rongrong lele ni mosi afafte no not rongrong lele ni mosi afafte is ka the battle that you've won. Ne we're so thankful to that. Have you spoken to Christian's parents? How's Christian's mum and dad doing in this whole journey so far?
Well, when we were in Fiji, we did speak with Anne, and we've been speaking to Chris now than video calls. At first, it was hard to deal with because you don't expect it to happen to any family, and to not let alone your own family. But then, of course, with other family, with all the support from everyone else, they managed to get him to the Philippines and gotten through all the treatment. And then now, seeing that he responded positively, and now back at home, so it's a good sign that he's getting better. And fingers crossed, he's not out of the woods yet, but fingers crossed he'll continue with all the prayers and support. He'll continue to recover. And so now I think it's a bit of a relief that he's responding well and getting better.
I think they're positive and they have their hopes are that it'll all go well. So that's a good thing.
So don't forget, standing behind Christian's mum and dad families is all of the positivity of PMN Rotuma and the team here in the studio for quick healing, for good healing and complete healing is what we confess and we profess over Christian's life this wonderful morning. The 18th of March 2023 is a date to remember because after today all of our proclamations and our amens will come true. With that being said, Israel set the market so that we change the scene. Kipoi ka iom kau ilalang ni mpeng tiis ni iom pion ni iom rom ilalang ni micharen tiis ahe se omis ni pepe studio fingle ma iom exit a ipet sining a ipeta iom exit a ipet ni iom exit a last hit ma akim ni pepe mangarwe studio ilalang ni micharen tiis ereko omis tapi matomis kia ora reang mamas fafiang ilalang ni micharen tiis kakat pola iom kaya hakim omis ilalang ni micharen tiis makte is ahe akif aus alle Christian on hinter singa man koinanga kia nironi by the Tamas ngach takoa noa ya. ni o le te yo tipu muet si ona meule le e ava te mua. Ma te sale le pau ni la hoi soang si ona po tete is. La po la sokwa tete is i o kopla la se rako e te ni tironi. Isi ni ani e la luang ni fau roa ni vese, hatang ni la rako tukpau se lopo. Ma COVID-19 re ma tepu fa ue manuanua pau. Tape ma, leo la iskamat hoi ek, ma re ia fau e froa ma ronghulma folta fau. La na ia si Australia ta sale le. La ut se mua, ka heu akere se salat ne la heu tele le, si oris mauri e abat ni tone. Hoi soang se ris la se rako e te ni tirani.
E la pose ma la he roa si Broadcast Standards Authority e oval o full on siav on ni secure si website is bsa.govt.nz di ni tine e kat wafrasi ni pangu ek te tir kopla na e la luang ni teren rong hul e av ngarue kamatam e tironit ni ngarue ti is ha soko.
This is PMN Rotuma.
Fa ek tanga tu ta ko he tahe ta hua ke lang ni micheren te is works here also hen te is Helen Katafono fakmani tene chochi air is mas price he fall tola limang hul he fall na etene half an hour minute folong hul ni os ngaru e lang ni micheren te is ma os price mo la se os hen te is Helen Katafono e Australia on Feng pup ni nga sav ti naam Testa o ha hey. Testa o ha hey. That'll be one of our it has been one of our Feng pup ni nga savta and we will recycle it in the coming Rotuma language weeks as one of our phrases because I think it's such a good phrase to use. Talking about the Rotuma Language Week, after our next break, we'll talk to our two aunties here about the Rotuma Language Week 14th. That's if the plans are in motion and they're ready to share. Otherwise, we'll talk about Rotuma Language Week this week and this year and what we hope to expect from our different groups. What we hope to bring to life this year in terms of Rotuma Language Week. Also this I forgot what I was going to say, Marlo. By the way, good morning, Marlo.
Thanks, yeah. No, you're Maori, yes.
How have you been? Because I haven't seen you for 2 weeks now.
Well, I've seen you, but whether you're here, who knows?
Hold on, I was away last week. You weren't here the week before that.
I was here. I was still at work. But we didn't have a show.
That was last week.
Yes, last week, yeah.
And then I didn't see you because you were sick the other week.
No, I was here. In spirit.
I'm on live. I better not say the stuff I want to say.
Yes, I'm sure that's all fruitful.
Our next $50. We will announce at 1 o'clock what you need to do to win that. Oh no, by 1 o'clock this morning, I need you to what should our listeners do to get this $50? What do you think they should do to get this next $50? Any thoughts, any ideas?
We've done the phrase, eh?
We've done the phrase.
Yeah. So
we can do another phrase if you want.
Yeah, should be okay.
Say, let's do another phrase. This time, a phrase we've never used. If you want to learn Rotuman, what is a good phrase you need to learn the Rotuman language?
So a phrase that's never used.
That we've never used on the show.
Okay. Never used on the show, but was commonly used back then, but hasn't been used.
Yes.
One of the old ones.
Old phrase. That's a good one.
One of the old phrases. So.
That's a good one. An old phrase. An old
the
phrase.
ones that Nana and Papa and aunties and uncles used to say to you while you were a little kid, but has never been used.
Yes.
One of the old phrases.
Don't send the one ngola cha X no, not that one. Don't send those ones.
Not the one with the chendo, eh?
Not the gender ones.
Not the chendo ones.
But yes, please send us a phrase that we've that hasn't been used very often nowadays, but you still remember that we would love to revive. You have until 1 o'clock this morning to send it through. When we come back, we'll be talking to the two aunties about the fundraiser. Where the fundraiser is at. It's now come to an end. Have we been able to achieve what we set out to achieve from the beginning? And where to from here in terms of fundraising? Is there more to come? Does there need to be more to come? How can the Rotuman people support Christian around the world? So with that, it's the last at the market. This song here, Kaumani Anga, by Jesse Ringamoto, I want to dedicate to my group of friends, my Hensa singer that I've also met in Fiji this last trip that I went to Lini Olsen all the way in Sambeto in Nandi, to Jess Petueli, to Sam Petueli, to Hannah Ului Nakauvandra, Chona Vunidangi, and Emmanuel Bola, all the way in Fiji. Makti is Komanianga is dedicated to you all. For Foyaxia.
PMN Rotuma.
Ngach tu ta ko is hai fengang masuhun roi reko ngaru hanis ne re rekos hunte asalite is Christian pesamino mo yokos comments reko comments and rang epeng ti is Tita ia Rebecca Fanga ia hosta pa Mac Escorpio. Makola wasa Hen Royce Escorpio. Vohang ni ngaru te Micheren te is. La heleo se Escorpio kara driver he rua toka ni pola wa motoka.
Driver one im kaute.
We wanted to talk about the fundraiser, so some of the questions that I had in terms of the fundraiser was, when you started the fundraiser, obviously we all had a target in mind. Have we met the target in terms of the fundraiser? Is there more fundraisers that's going to happen in the future to help Christian? And then I'll look at some of the other ones around how we can support Christian. But have we met our target? And
if I ask Alfie, when we first started, when we planned this, we did have a target, but we didn't really reach the target. But close enough. But we're still grateful for whatever we got from everyone, and it's still quite a good amount, enough to support him at this stage. And when we get this, once we've after the draw, and once we've kind of finalized all our finances and all that around our fundraiser, and we'll send it to Chris, and then he'll send it to the Philippines, to the St. Luke's Hospital. And he still does need more, so we have a fundraiser. We'll have another one later on in the year, but we haven't, at this stage, we haven't really discussed.
No planning at this stage.
But we will have another one, and we're very grateful for all that support. It was just overwhelming. And not just us, but families and friends in Fiji too. So this boy is very lucky that there's so much support for him.
And for our Rotumans that are watching, our Rotumans that are listening, our Rotumans that have gone through these kind of, I wouldn't say issue, but this type of situation, how can they also be supporting this cause to help another Rotuman fight this very ugly battle? How do you, is there like a GoFundMe page? Is there something that they could do to support Christian's family?
We can talk about that one.
There is a GoFundMe page, and I think Chris and Anne, the details are all there on Facebook, especially with the cycle marathon. They had their details on the advertising page, so there's contact details there as well, and I think you'll be able to get to them, and they'll probably let you know of like how you can support them best, because not only here in New Zealand, but I think in Australia as well, there's fundraisings going on there, and in Fiji. So Anne and Chris's details are on their Facebook page, so you can always get in contact with them. Thank you.
What's their names on Facebook, if you don't mind, so that people, if they want to look for the GoFundMe page?
Chris Bessamino. I think you can get him on,
And I think it's give a donation for Christian or something like that. Because I didn't.
The GoFundMe one, page.
And you were asking about other Rotuman families who might go through this. What could they do? And I think that's one of it. But I think it's also just reaching out to people and just letting them know that, hey, like, we need some support, financial support, and people will definitely help. And there are some really generous people out there. Like for this fundraiser, there've been people we don't even know who've just seen the flyer on Facebook and just given a donation, like given it, and paid for a ticket, and we don't even know them, but we're so grateful. And it's I think it's about just putting it out there, and social media works wonders, and reaching out so many people.
Instead of going to hunt for Facebook, stalking for Chris and Anne's Facebook, we'll put it on our PMN Facebook, the GoFundMe details, and you can all help support that way if you want. This is such a great opportunity to support one another, as Whame Rotuma, helping one another to move forward, and also through these medical situations, especially when it has to do with Fiji and overseas. We all know that those bills are not easy bills to pay.
No, definitely
And you might as well buy 3 houses after you finish paying the medical bills. But we'll talk about that when we come back from the next break. This next song here by Joe Ramangfon, Hanisi Katpora Lamau.
You are now listening to PMN Rotuma.
Noi Moringachi te koa, it is 1 o'clock on the beautiful 18th of March 2023. Time is definitely flying. We are going through the minutes like bees through flowers or trees and honey.
See, and the ladies were nervous this morning. As soon as they arrived, they were nervous on the way here, and they're still nervous. And now look,
1 hour's done.
now
Yeah. 1 hour
see, I
done.
said to them, it will just go smoothly, and it will go quickly just before.
I
you know
think
it.
next week we can have them come back and start getting them
But
into the
this
dancing.
time, but they have to dance, eh?
Yeah.
Because there was been a lot of requests on Facebook. Hey, come on, because he's Rue, yeah?
Yeah, Rue.
Rue. And then there hasn't been a lot of Rue because they were nervous, eh?
Kele ngach te koa malo pola na as feang pup Rue ka os ne fefe puke chata kan minti pola nam ta feang pup ne av. Like I said, so our next one is past. Because we've missed this 1 o'clock deadline, no one's come through with any good old phrases. We're going to go to one that Rita mentioned. What was your one again?
Or to have the Proverbs or Bible verses.
Proverbs or Bible verses. We're taking you to church for this next half hour to see how good your Rotuman Proverbs or your Rotuman Bibles are.
Well, if you see the computer go black, you know why, because we're saying Bible verses. I don't know any of these three go to church, but I know I do.
I've been telling my nieces and nephews in Fiji, the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. We're not going to listen to...
Yeah. When was the last time you've been to church, Alfie?
Oh, on Sunday.
What, on your bed?
No. But remember,
going to church on the bed.
the church is not a building. The church, I am the church. We are the church.
Yeah, but that's the
not
problem.
the building.
That's the problem.
That's a church building.
Yeah, but that's the problem when you say you are the church.
We are the church. When Christ said, on this rock, on this believing rock, I will build my church. He didn't say I was going to build a house.
Sounds like a Bible verse now.
People, people, we're not going to go to church yet. We haven't reached the Sunday show. On the Sunday show, I will come and do our thing, maranga. Yes, that's a good one. Proverbs and Bible verses in Rotuman. Type it down, type it up, send it through. 1:30 is the cutoff date. You can say ta. Na os feang is fuanga ne os wut ne puko lang ne micherente is so ngach the core, that's that. This part of the show, this segment, we're going to talk about the medical bills and talk about insurance and talk about how hefty that is, especially for skoinang efiti. How do you cope if it's not for the help of others? How do you cope? Before we do that, sorry, the call. Your brother did call to say.
Oh yes, about the give a little page for Christian that it's closed now. And all the fundraising you are doing is for his ongoing treatment. Yeah.
So much the core, there's no GoFundMe page, so don't go and stalk Chris and Anne's Facebook page or Instagram. If another one comes out, we will let you know. We will put it on the PMN Rotuma page, both Insta and Facebook, so that you're all aware. And I know you all follow us and support us. So thank you. We'll do that. How is it that people in Fiji, how do they afford this? How do they afford
insurance?
Insurance is one, but I think also before during the break we were talking about how expensive insurance is. For us, it's so easy for us to talk about insurance. Our pay is able to actually pay for the subscriptions. Prescriptions na hue.
I think Fiji, it's family and friends, It's getting the community to help you. And like for Christian, it started that way with just the family helping. And then I saw friends having cover barrels and soli nights just to support him. So I think in Fiji, we just get our friends and family to help support with all help with all the medical finances. And yeah, because we know what the pay is like. Yeah, no, here in New Zealand we can manage that with insurance. But in Fiji, I just know that with Christian, it was family and friends, the overwhelming support from all of them. Yeah.
And so I think one of the important lessons that we learn from this cancer situation, excuse me, oh, where did that come from? Excuse me, sorry. One of the important things that we've learned is if you can afford insurance, please pay insurance, because that will help you and your family in the long run. I know that paying subscriptions when you don't feel like you need to, and that's money being wasted. It feels like it's being wasted on something when you don't need it, but when the need does arise, it's there for great reason and great support. For us here in New Zealand, all the different types of insurance that's available. It's not that we're advocating for or trying to sell insurance, but it's one of the big realizations for me myself, having underlying health issues. I think before I went to Fiji, I actually just bought funeral cover, only because you're thinking anything can happen to anybody at any age. You know, what do you leave for your family? Are you leaving for your family a bill to pay, or are you leaving for your family the opportunity and the ability to pay off everything that they need for you in those last moments? So,
but you got to also remember too, Alfie, this is a very good topic that we're discussing. You know, it's also a burden. You know, we say that, oh yeah, the money that we leave for the people, but we've got to also look at the policies. Can I afford it? We are so targeted on the amount. Oh yes, I'll go for this huge amount. But at the end, here in Aotearoa, the older you get, the expensive your policy. So you have to really look at it. Is it worth to get that huge amount when you look at the financial side? Is it stable? Can you afford it? If not, then just go for the minimal. It makes it easier. And then if you feel
just
that
have something,
and if you feel that your income, your family, it's fine, then you can actually, because I've spoken to my one, and I've sort of re-looked into it and then readjusted to my ability, because I'm the only one person working. So I because they said as you get older, it does get expensive, but I look at some of the changes that I needed within. So, and you sort of, just to make it easier for our families, yes, it is worth it, but look at the ones that's very helpful for the family.
That's right.
Because we also focused on the amount that, if I leave this world, you know, how am I gonna my family pay for this? But you got to look at it as well, the burden that you have to pay as we get older.
It's got to work within your means.
Yes. So, because at the end of the day, the family itself, they have to do their insurance for themselves, especially for our children.
Yes,
let's say our children, for example, because as they get older, we do insurance, because I've done insurance for my children, but at the end I just said to the people, hey, I'm doing it until my children are started working, because at the end they have to do it, because it is a burden for me at the end. As I get older, I have to pay for the expenses, so I'm only going to pay it up to the moment they start working. So that takes the weight and the burden of me as a parent as well. So that's another sort of message I want to share out to the parents as well. We can help our children at a certain extent, but for those who are one hand, you just sort of have to look at it. You know, insurance policies, the ones that you are able to, if you're stable enough to do it. If that helps.
No, that's actually some really good advice, because like you said, because I have an underlying medical condition, trying to take out life insurance for me is a definite no-no. Now, no insurance company would want to touch, no big insurance company would want to touch somebody who has an underlying health issue.
Yes, I see that. Yeah, with some of them. There are some now that you see that they're advertising, you don't have to go through that burden now. And so yeah, you are so right. Other big companies with big names, yeah, you have to go through, and a standing, yeah, 2 year standing period as well.
Yeah, and it's true what you said about the young people, making it a priority, health insurance. Yeah.
Yes,
As
and
parents,
sign it
you do your
straight away
duty,
too.
and then when they can afford it, it should be them.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, why should it be a burden on us parents? Yes, we're covering our children, but if we share to our children, hey, you're under my care, as soon as you get a job, you pay for your own insurance. And my kids look at me like, they gave me a blank look, and I said, well, you're old enough, you got a job, Well, you're still young at this moment, you're under my care, but the moment you get a job, I'm going to take it off. Oh, you're sad, Dad. I said, well, I have to look after me, because I'm the one hand working. So you're at school learning, the education, learning the dollar sign, I have to carry on that for you. So when you get older, you just have to remember, so more pocket for me, money, when I'm still alive.
But that is so true. That is so true. So encouraging all of our young people, if you're starting to work and this is your first few years at work, we encourage you to take out insurance. Talk to your insurance brokers, talk to different insurance companies, look around, shop around for the best deal.
Shop around is the best
To check,
there's life insurance, there's health insurance, there's all sorts. There's the only ones that I can do now at the moment because of my situation is funeral cover. But even that in itself is good enough to cover and quite cheap. So I'm thankful that that's cheap.
Well, my parents learned a massive lesson. My mum learned when my dad passed. Because my parents, when my dad passed, my mum said, son, I could see the burden after the funeral, Dad's funeral, we had nothing. So we just lucky that we, like you said, family and friends that were able to support. So Mum saw that the burden that we had to try to work and what we had and to support. So Mum goes, son, can you pay for my life insurance? Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. So I couldn't answer back. So I had to do that. And then, so before she passed, she said to me, son, are you still paying for my insurance? Yeah, it's still going. Are you sure? Yes, please make sure, son. You know what? She knows when I'm lying is when I start laughing at her. But when I'm not laughing, that's when I'm serious.
See, I tell you guys, the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar.
Yeah, but when I'm not laughing, when I was serious, so at the end, so yes, it did work out. The policy was under her, but I still paid for it, so which was quite.
And
good.
You would have definitely checked the cover and what it entails, the insurance,
because of her
before
age.
you actually,
yes, like as Alfie said,
it,
because of her age and health conditions, and then some of the insurance companies were very, very tough. Funeral cover was the only best option, and at the end, so it catered to our needs and to what we need to get done. That was one of the biggest weightlifters was that to have that support and get it done. The good thing is the moment you have all those information sent through, and you'll get it in that next day.
Ngach takwa te is haifengang ne mosi as ne mosi selang ne micharente is. We're gonna go into a short break, but before we do, you still have 16 minutes for your phrase of the your proverb, your proverb or your Bible verse. George Emosi, there's one new proverb here that I'm looking at. I'm gonna have to ask you to call us on at the station in the studio 0800 000 531 to read out and explain to us this proverb that you have, proverb of the day. So when you're free, and if you're the one that's going to win this, you're going to call and explain to us. Otherwise, we can get your phone number.
Oh yeah, that sounds that I love that one. Yeah, so if you're gonna write on Facebook, you have to call the studio so that we can hear what it means.
Yeah,
so
Alfie's calling her son. That George Amos is her son.
Well, sorry, you have no choice. So
You have to call.
Yeah, you have to call. Sorry, you have no choice.
Call and read the word.
You have to call and read it out, just in case, you know. It's written one way, but it's said in a different way. We just want to make sure that it's all correct. Now, this next one here to change the mood. Daniel Ray Costello, another margarita. If you're drinking grog, taki.
This is PMN Rotuma.
Ngachitakoa, noa e Maori. In about 2 minutes, we're going to draw the winners for the Hanisi Project, Christians Hanisi Project. But before we do that, there's a birthday shout out, a special birthday shout out to this very young 19-year-old who's just like Chochi, still doesn't want to come back from Fiji, celebrating her birthday. Shout out to our daughter. This comes from Succincta Mari Nakaora. A special shout out to Fiang Rutomta at Hora Poka, Fiang Fista Postiat and Raksa, Matema Atakon. Special shout out to our daughter, sister, niece, Kazi Cirelia, who's celebrating her 19th in Fiji. She's like a fellow gorgeous match baby Chochivai, not wanting to return to New Zealand. That's fine. That's fine, Cirelia. You enjoy your birthday. You stay in Fiji, but Chochi has to come back. Chochi has to come back now because we need him to come and dance with us in studio and have fun with us in studio. Ka, we're going to go into some shout outs as well to the sponsors of special sponsors of the Hanisi project, with whom and without whom this project wouldn't be able to happen the way it has. So, ngola nasa sehente is Rita, la fingale mata hatem os special sponsors.
Thanks, Alfie. Yeah, and before I do that shout out, I just want to say that we will disclose publicly disclose all the the money, the details of the fundraiser later on. How much was raised and expenses that we used, that was incurred. But I want to shout out to our generous sponsors, Outrigger Hospitality Group owners, Castaway Resort in Nandi, as well as Stephen Andrews. He's the general manager of Castaway, and without him, this would not have been possible to have this. Have our accommodation sorted for our fundraiser, and Anna Morris of Fiji Airways for helping us with the travel arrangements, and Reg Bechu, director of All About Print and Design. He printed our tickets for free, and we're so grateful to him. He's from Fiji as well. Reg Bechu.
Reg.
And so his printing company is in East Tamaki, and the.
If you want any printing done, please look for Reg Bechu. Support his business, because if anything happens to our community, he's going to be there to support us as well.
He was a big help to those tickets, and the owners of 31 restaurant in Ponsonby. So that restaurant's in Ponsonby. So thank you to all these wonderful sponsors making this possible, the fundraiser possible. And of course, PMN Rotuma.
PMN Rotuma. For fax, se tene osu te kwane hausoang ma fo ngare Hanis te is, like all of the special sponsors that have been mentioned. Without you, this project wouldn't have been able to go ahead, and so we thank you. On behalf of the family that is here and those that are not here, we want to say a big thank you, Vinakapakalevu, for Fayaxe Hanisi, for all that you do. We'll go to one more song. When we come back, our next song is Dance Rotuma. Sorry, I'm just queuing Malo there. Dance Rotuma. When we come back from this song, we're going to draw our prize. And our prize draw, the barrel for our prize tonight, is a special barrel. We'll show you when we come back from the break. There's nothing like this digital barrel. You've never seen a digital barrel like this one. All the way from Chuchu and Picture, this digital barrel Dance Rotuma Hanisi Maloni.
PMN Rotuma.
No ngach to te koa after is mon se isla awa ai famer ne po a price ne os ngari hanis te is hanisi project. Pak mana tene ngo ia os tistu os barrel home os itu ngangach ro chuchu ma pepche barrel ti is ekal rei hoi ekrasi etawutut barrel ti is price te on la longa kais telefaxoro kasi omia la faxorek se ya la faxorek se malo kapo is mastifa hoi okit kota mateng se ma is lang na micharente is linga ngach te is mapenga le Susana Mapita Atalifo ma Joseph ta faxora kasi Joseph po Joseph kat inarangaro ne sok Christians Hanisi project mayota lila draw os price ka finale matay rako kim sos koinanga os barrel. Ngach ta korte is os barrel tal mo ito kasi screen nita la famor ilo ka os barrel te is barrel ngach ta ko look ana driver se barrel te is chuchu pepche oi na fa manoto.
Breakfast crackers. For a minute there, I thought we were going to eat crackers, but there's only to
So, Joseph, I've just introduced you to all of the listeners out there. We're going to draw the prize for Christians Hanisi project. So I've told the listeners this morning, if you want to join us on screen, bring your chair here on screen. This is Joseph. If you can see Joseph, this is Joseph. Mapiang ole Susana Mapita li Alfredi McChrystal. Joseph ta mafua e reali Freddy McChrystal. Joseph tala draw os price ten follow ten rue man price ten tala nasi henta rita la draw os price ten ta. No? Malanasi malo tala draw us price dinta. So Joseph, the first two, if you want to pick it and show the camera there who the names are and announce the names.
You call it out and then put it there. No, announce the name and then you put it close so they can see.
I'll announce it? Okay, let's do that. Drum roll, please.
Number 3, hey.
So this is prize number 3, which is the $50 Prezi card goes to Helena Eracito.
Yay!
If you want to move it closer to the camera, please, so that they can see their name. Helena Eracito.
Harveston North.
For Helena. Okay, for prize number 2. Prize number 2 is $100 dining voucher from 31 Restaurant and Bar. And this goes to Shania Siwa. Shania Siwa. Well done, congratulations.
Oh, yay!
Malo, can you draw this last one, please?
And we'll do a drum roll for this last one, yeah?
This last one here, we all have to stand up and do the hula.
Okay, drum roll.
Drum roll. Yeah.
Sorry, Marlo.
Oh.
I'm going to go...
Crackers in there.
Who's their lucky person?
This first prize, a return trip for 2 Auckland men plus 3 nights accommodation at Castaway Island, Fiji, goes to Kim Todd of Green Lane, New Zealand. Congratulations, Kim. You get to win a return trip for 2.
Nice.
So, yeah. So we'll do that one.
And prize number 1 for Foyexia. For Foyexia, that's well done. We finally get to draw Hanisi project.
It's Maria's ticket.
And thank you to all those that have participated. There's quite a lot of ticket butts in here. It just goes to show the amount of people that have been supporting this project. Well done. Thank you so much. We appreciate your help. Not only the sponsors, but those that have supported the project as well. Any words of thanks from you, the families?
There's some 3 videos from Christian and Christian's dad, Chris, and the cousins and grandma here in Auckland. And Alpha's going to post them on the Pamana Facebook page. So please,
Yes, we do apologise. Georgie was supposed to send it to me. We would play on tonight, but we will do our best to post it up on the page.
Yes. Thank you. But definitely, on behalf of the family, na ta fiang o oke se koinang me sing ne Hanis ma komenang tape ma ne Hanis ma aso kangaru Hanis te is kalpoam Hanis ma ngaru te kalpoara ma hoswang te se Christian kalpoara ma hei pente na te fiang o oke a mis ne fofo Christian ma urua os noai Hanisi ma hoi soang se ngarumatis foexia Alfie
foexia kanoan Christian ma oi ma hinsa singa os noai ayak ne utnarang te is Pamana Rotuma la pola he oka prizes ma la kel oka famer ne po prize lang ne micheren te is. Also, our other prize, our $50 prize this this morning, half at the vehia. This prize goes to Fata Superpelu Samisoni. This is his comment and his prize. Ritma Patricia Hengangach Ruone Pipche, Mafeang Fakti Mam Forehead, Angach Mo from Pipche, Mouse An Macha. Meaning something worthy of yours, but you can afford to share. Ngachatakoa mau se aan macha. Okay, something worthy of yours, but you can afford to share. So that's our proverb for the this prize here. The next one, which we will draw just before 2, you have until 1:50 to
just before we end our show. That will be our final word, is that proverb that will end our show for tonight. And to also to congratulate to many of those who contribute to this lovely fundraising for Chris and for the family as well. I mean, that's a burden, Alfie, for not only just Chris, but for the family and friends who've supported and many businesses. So we thought, so that proverb will be meaningful, and you and I sitting here looking at each other every night because, well, Georgie's sitting in the sun. So you and I. So that would be the lovely proverb that will also to, just to acknowledge many others and all of us here as well for this evening. I like that one.
Once again, if you've missed it, our winners are third prize is Helena Eresito. I was going to say Palmerston North, but I can see the Auckland address. Helena Eresito, congratulations. Prize number 2, Shania Siwa. Well done. Second prize. And Kim Todd. Oh, how I envy Kim Todd of Green Lane. Prize number 1. Wow. Once again, congratulations to our winners, and congratulations again to all the supporters, because at the end of the day, it's Christian that wins. Okay, so thank you so much for that. Our next song, Ngangachne Hanua, by Kolote Harry, or Larry, sorry, why? I'm reading 2 different names. Ngangachne Hanua, Kolote Larry, is our next song. If you're not doing anything, please stand up and dance. Us getting in the studio, we can't dance.
Sorry,
not enough space.
Alfie just loves to skip instead of going in order, he just loves to go under it. He's doing a Fasatu. Fasatu does the same thing. Instead of going in order, they love to go opposite.
There's no need for order, Malo. That's why you love us.
No, you just burst the bubble. You know, that lovely proverb that he just said it. See, now who's the devil now?
The devil is a liar, ngangach te koa. Devil is a liar. Ngangach ni hanua.
e la pose ma la he Roasi Broadcast Standards Authority e oval o follow on siav on ni secure si website is bsa.govt.nz ni tine e kat wafrasi ni pangu ekte tir koplana e la luang ni teren rong hul e av ngarue kamatam iteronit ni ngarue ti is ha soko.
You are now listening to PMN Rotuma.
Yeah.
Ngach to go and why Maori me netrong hul se he roa te la vahi os ngarue is el pola vahi os ngarue lang ne Micherente is o ek te tene aus tu te kwane nono fa mangarue te is lang ne Micherente is aus noa e Maori ma good morning tapi masih o kipuka o kota la mama se mose ruru falyong se kangarue te el pola ve se au ni el pola la mes e reko ngarete elave good night avoha se au se lang ni Micherente is chochi rakek se kamatang ni os ngarete is os sasing roe ma tarong e reko Rotuma language week is ina na skoto na inga kamata apo chusuna ngaro ni mose language week ta e ren hif kamate ren hif ne mei ma hele se ren sang ma fall ne mei isina ne man kata ongat laso ka ne kata el se kata ongta matala rakokif la ne ngarue ma fuekte ne mose kata ongta ka sengo ma rong te henro la homes is lang ne Micherente el se malati se rong te is e kata ongat la sok e Rotuma de henro fingle me tauru rakokim ne tista la mosi os family Rotuma e ren sang ma fol ne me e swata.
Well, Alfie, before I say anything, I want to say thank you to them. It's NZRF Moironi Social Night, and the organizing was done by Fipe Salambongi, Samantha Nonu, and Margaret Croker. They were the ones who planned it and organized this, and we're grateful too for all the time that they spend planning, and we feel like we really need an island night and I think a social night. So it's on the 13th, starting at 7. The doors will open at 7 p.m. There's a happy hour from 7 to 8 p.m. Tickets are $35. There's a live band as well as DJ too, and it's at Pakuranga Rugby Club at Lloyd Elsmore, Bell Park, because I can see, Pakuranga Rugby Club, 78 Bells Road, Pakuranga. So that's where we're having it. So social night, and if you're all free, but in the day we have something on Rotuma Language Week, some celebration, and then that's for the evening. Anything else?
There's a flyer on Facebook.
Oh, yes. I'm looking at it and I didn't see anything.
There's contact details ang siya flyer nakapais ticket.
And they're going like hot cakes.
He ne message ale Samantha Margaret Croker. Tickets on sale at the moment.
$35 each.
Hot cakes going really fast. Manaka epalala mak epeng ayota ma fingale ma tengla micho ticket la se misa.
Don't get disappointed, ne?
Ngachi ta kwa ke poka e katpane la fufu e kapakta ma mak me kapakta. Ma fingle ma pilang si Samantha Nonu ne Margaret Croker. Namba ne telefono te flyer. Ka flyer la nata pe ma se PMN Rotuma Facebook page la polas ngachi Rotuma ne pala se makta. La tenga vahe oristikete. Teng avant hours ne terenta tite island night ne island night social night
but no food, so because everything island has their food, but this is
ena kapo ami se PMN Rotuma re health and fitness ngoma malo re health and fitness se
ka no la ne no mama ma va
because it's all rue
it's all rue it's all the farara and the farara
all night long.
That's for Saturday the 13th of May. We haven't had, I'm so excited because as Rotumans, we haven't had a social in New Zealand for years. For so many years. I almost can't remember the last social we had, and that was in the early 2000s.
Wow.
No, we had, the last island night was the last language week before COVID, I think, before lockdown.
Before COVID?
Yes. See, that because of COVID, we're forgetting our island nights. Okay, anybody else want to do an island night? Let us know so that we can advertise it here on PMN Rotuma, the station that brings Rotuman people together. Ka, the 13th of May, if you want to buy tickets, Samantha Nonu, Margaret Croker, and we will put the details up on our page. We are super excited. But before we do the social and get excited, this next song by Harry Tivaknoa, when we come back, we will look at the next proverb. This next one here should, keep you calm and collected. Rotu la fuangri.
PMN Rotuma.
No ngach tu ta kola va he as ngaru lang ne micherente is la draw as price fak mureta to la limungul ne ia la mose favorite la na Feang is fuanga. Feang is fuanga. We thank Fatapelu. Fatapelu's the only person that sent in the second Feang is fuanga this morning. So well done. Can I get Rita to read the...
Hey, wait, I got it. I'm not even on it.
I'm joking. Sioklama. It goes like this, and I have to try and read it like I know how to speak Rotuma. Itakema chach churfinehe. Meaning, seeing a person who is very skinny. Okay, so Malo, that's something that you say to me. Okay? You will say to me, Itakema chach churfinehe.
Why were you looking at me saying it?
No, you look at me and you say...
Oh, do I look at you saying it?
Yeah, and say,
Why do I look at you and say it? Why don't you look at me and say it?
Because you haven't reached my stage.
Whoa,
You haven't reached my stage of skinny. That's our third $50 prize goes to Fatapelu. Fatapelu say fought nengarite is katapema so inyati eriko os feang Rotuma masang fak Rotuma na o ava tene after to atakoa la hoiswang as famori ma ox
Trust Fatapelu have to come up with that last saying. What? Trust him to come up with that.
Yes.
Of all things.
So when he saw me, he thought he was going to write this.
Yeah.
I thought so. I
thought
thought so. I thought I better might as well kiss up to Alfie so I can get that money.
When he saw this, I was like, oh,
I feel sorry for Alfie. You felt sorry for you?
No, that's the respect Fatapelu has.
Oh, is that what you call it?
So the two $50 prizes goes to Fatapelu. We didn't get one of the $50 prizes. I think it was the 1 o'clock one. And so that's fine. But the two $50 prizes go to Fatapelu. That's $100. Say Fatapelu. If you want to dedicate it to... if you want to dedicate it or donate it to your Fiji relatives, you're more than welcome to. $100 is yours. We will send it your way, Fatapelu.
Helen's is that first one, yeah?
Helen?
It's the first one.
Wait, I bluff. Helen, yours is the first one. Sefek, yes. Yours is the first one, Helen. I was about to take away your $15. Your $50, not 15, $50. We're going to go around the studio this morning. Our final words of goodbye as we prepare to farewell one another this morning, and also farewell you, our lovely listeners, our Hensu Singer, our Koinanga, who've always supported this show. We thank you. We'll start from Rita, Pat. We'll go over to Malo, Joseph, who's just joined us later on in the show, and then I will end us this morning with a final farewell.
Thanks to everyone for listening in, and for all the love and support and prayers, and continue to ask for prayers for Christian, who still will be going on, still having ongoing treatment. So thank you for your
Foexia Alfie ma Malo Redinas Narite Punkti Isa ma uek tapem la tapem se osa ne afoem aus re ma program ta sorko Alfie ne no kaya kalafo is ma is kata kala off re punkti is foexia o hanisi ma for ngarotis tapem se fundraising ne noka la he fundraising inane hanisi kala öfra au la nakau fo ngaru lelene de la rese Christian foexo hanisim afoene program is PMN Rotuma Micherentis foexia
henta yo ngaruta Micherente sor ke ka roi fula mak onke mais la postiat sorta ka ose koko na ne mak fifista la rea ne social la re mola sigmo le roi la kele ko nang mak ta penite ile rua pola re la terreno wakit la ihim la ngare ma islang ne ngarang te is kais inave hand roi inya pola roi ek mur ka roi ek for ma ose kokon ka no ka ire rua kal mak re punkte ka ngota la sigmo la ora mak ta pung ne terenta for yak se rua Malo, over to you.
As always, mad love and respect. See you same time, same place. next week. Short and sweet.
For yeah. Joseph, come right here. Slide on down.
No, thank you for having me. To all the viewers that are tuned in, thank you for actually being awake at this time. And to my brother Christian, stay blessed. Our prayers are with you. Keep fighting. Don't stop. Thank
Good
you.
message.
Foyexia.
So true.
Me fata pelu for Foyexia hanisi. E fata pelu fingle ma te whakanisi rua for the fundraising ni mosi os fa after. So
Foyekse fatapelu.
Foyekse fatapelu oekse o hanisi ma ne ngare hanis te isne mose Christian tapema. To each and every one of you, stay safe. Kipuka ela lase Pacifica eka fingle ma tot la se af is ina mo tita el ya ma tot la se af ma tot la se mat hua au silit raincoat in kema hua au tapo rainhead. No kat pota parendra ma fingle ka garbage bag ro te countdown. Ka fitama la peria e wasta malengta la se matja la se af. And all the best for the weekend. If you have a stall, a Rotuman stall over at Pacifica, please let our Rotumans know. Post it on social media. I know we'd love to help. It's one of the things that we want to encourage one another to do is to support our local Rotumans here. Katapema os tapema says Fame Rotuma e fiti. Whatever you're doing this week here, this coming week, be safe, be blessed, and be a blessing so that you may continue to show the Rotuma that we come from, where we are always a blessing and we are blessed. Te isa lione woki, lione faxerekte, lione fartits, tene ostu tuatakoa, volulum mafuomus.
Foyekse New Zealand on air, e hoia sawanga.
Kato anga saraki yang angat fa he hoina le uena e afte ila isla te ang isya ko na honga hen okia te fu